21 Rockstar families, and welcome to our weekly VODCAST. I come to you this week as my allergies are just getting to me so badly, but I am so excited for the upcoming week, and boy, is it a busy one. First of all, I want to recognize our Rockstar of the Week for the week, Ebony Dunaway. Ebony has had some wonderful guided reading conversations during our guided reading time, and when she prepared for a discussion director, I was really impressed with her effective effort in preparing for that role, so congratulations to Ebony. I also just wanted to quickly recognize the Destination Imagination team, the 5th grade team. This past Saturday, they went to the state tournament, and they just put their whole heart and soul into the entire day, and it was just excellent. And I am so proud of the effort, how far they made it. Could not be more proud of you guys. Congratulations. Now, a bunch of different announcements I want to pass along for this upcoming week. First of all, tomorrow, I will be sending home this letter, which details our Pi Day. Now, as you probably know, Pi Day is actually on, nationally on March 14th, 2000, well, the year 2014 this year. We weren't quite ready to learn circumference of circles yet on March 14th, so I just decided to push it back. So here's what I'm asking. If you can contribute anything round, cookies, pie preferably, any type of round dessert that we can kind of, number one, is edible, and secondly, we're going to be using it to calculate the circumference, the diameter, the radius, all of that good stuff with circles on Wednesday. That would be great. So send that in on Wednesday morning, and we're going to have our Pi Day for math. As you can see, it's P-I. It's a little late, but that's okay. The snow kind of threw us off track. On Thursday is our middle school orientation. We'll be leaving right after the morning announcements, but we'll be back in time for lunch on Thursday. Now, in the Friday folder on Friday, I sent home a flyer from your child's middle school that details their evening parent orientation. I think that all of the schools that the Rockstars are going to have a parent orientation that evening, this Thursday, but the times vary. So that's why I wrote it on the outside of the Friday folder this week, because I really wanted you to get that, and I do not have any other copies. Mrs. Gardella just gave me enough for each student. So if you have a question about that, please let me know, and I'll direct it to Mrs. Gardella, and we'll make sure we get it worked out. It's so crazy to think that we're already headed to middle school, but it is right around the corner. On Saturday is our yard crashing event. So a couple things you're probably asking. Well, this week I'm going to send home a little note confirming the time that your child signed up to crash the lawn. Now, if you're able to donate anything at all, we actually have a sign-up genius list. The link is available on our Class Fusion page. You can click on that, go to our class sign-up genius list, and see what we're asking for. If you can't, that's totally all right. Now, that's from 9 to 12, but we kind of broke it up by house. So if your child brought the form back saying that they were able to attend, then I'll be sending home a confirmation this week to let you know about that. Attire for that day, I would wear anything old that you have. It's going to be a beautiful day according to the forecast so far. It looks like it's going to be close to 70 degrees and sunny. But I do want to make sure that, we're going to be planting flowers and laying down mulch and all of those great things outdoors. So, you don't have to wear Barrett Academy gear that day, because I don't want you to ruin your shirt. If you have any other questions about Yard Crashers, which is this Saturday, just give me a buzz, email me, anything at all, and I'll let you know. Report cards will be coming home next Tuesday, April 15th. You'll get a Stafford County and a Barrett Academy. And that is the night of parent-teacher conferences. Now, I will be sending home a form tomorrow that says whether I think, based on progress, that a conference is necessary or not. If I check no, I do not feel that a conference is necessary right now, but you still want to conference with me, you're more than welcome to. We have that one night times between 4 and 6:30 for Tuesday. So that will be next Tuesday, the 15th, and I'll be sending home forms tomorrow to let you know about that. Finally, next Thursday, April 17th, is actually the Science Expo. Okay? Now, the Rockstars are all working on their Science Expo projects right now. They put in their proposals. I'm going to get those back to them tomorrow so I can let them know what I think. And if they need anything else, they're more than welcome to let me know at any time. But the Science Expo is on the 17th, and students can start bringing in their projects if they want to on the 15th, on Tuesday there. And spring break is a week of April 21st to the 25th. So it's totally intact on schedule, but that Friday before spring break is no longer an early release day. That's going to be a full day of school. One other announcement that I have really quickly, Rockstar families, before I send you off to the strategy session today, is just to remind you about the the SOL study schedule that we kind of have set up. So I sent home this huge paper with all of these study guides in, and each night we're focused on one area. So on the newsletter, what I'm going to do on the back each week is let you know about the topic we'll be studying each day, the section in the study guide that will be located in, and the date to study and the date of the little quiz. The quizzes are only 5 to 10 questions, not seconds, and they take no more than really 5 to 10 minutes. During a guided reading station. But the Rockstars have been doing so well so far in those. I'm really excited. We're just trying to refresh all of the 4th grade information that we learned so that we're ready for our SOL. I'm hoping to have SOL dates to you very shortly for May and June. The dates are still kind of tentative, so I don't want to give you something that may change. But I will let you know about that very, very soon. Now I'm going to send you over to the strategy session with a bunch of different strategies to use in math this week, and science, social studies, reading, writing, and I'll see you on the other end. Practice with our measurement in math. So here right in front of you, you will find 11 different problems that is, telling you some type of unit, some type of form of measurement, and then an item. So there are 2 things that I want you to work on today, guys. The first of which would just be to say, okay, mass, what is that measuring? Ask that question to yourself. Well, mass is measuring how much matter is inside of an object. So it's related to weight, and I know that I'm measuring mass in the metric system. So 2 things I want you to do, guys, with this. Number 1, I just want you to tell me the unit of measurement that you would use. So if I'm using mass, I'm going to think about my units of measurement. So I have a gram, and I just remember from class how small that gram really was. I have a kilogram, okay, and I have a milligram, which was tiny. Remember we said we don't have anything in the school that could possibly measure a milligram because we can hardly measure the mass of a gram. So am I going to measure that cat in grams, in kilograms, or in milligrams? So that's the first thing you need to ask yourself. Well, I'm going, guys, personally, with kilograms. Okay, because I remember in class we talked about how a kilogram is close to the weight of a cantaloupe. So I'm thinking a cat kind of there. Grams are too small because if I think about it, that tiny little gram when we made our boats last week, that would take way too many of those to get up to the mass of a cat. The second thing I want you to do with each of these problems, Rockstars, is actually just to tell me an estimate of how many kilograms you think it might be. Well, for a cat, if I'm thinking 1 kilogram is close to a cantaloupe, I'm going to say that I think a cat might be close to 3 kilograms. So that's my estimate. Now, is it totally right on? No. But our goal this week, guys, is to practice figuring out a unit of measurement and then coming up with an estimate. Because later this week, we're actually going to have the Metric Olympics. We will have our metric money party. We're going to have all of these things culminating together when we have to take all the forms of measurement that we've learned, length, weight, mass, capacity, temperature, and think about what unit am I going to use and what is a reasonable estimate for this unit of measurement. So if you go ahead and complete 2 through 11, I've already done 1. 2 through 11, you can get yourself 1/2 of a house point for each. Now I'm going to send you over, we're going to go over to the Class Fusion page really quickly. I have a few other math resources I just want to show you really fast, and they're under the class news section that I've just added. First of all, we have a site for converting metric units, and then there's just some general customary metric practice. So the first one I'm going to take you to is a customary metric practice. Now the cool thing about this is, say that you need some extra work with metric length. Okay, so I'd click on this. It's going to take me to a game that's going to focus on metric units of length. Okay, and I can start it. They give me my conversions. And here we go. So I'm trying to find metric units that are equivalent to one another. So you can use any of these if you want to work on a specific area. Now the other site that I thought was good, and I'm going to give some house points if you spend some time on this, is the Converting Metric Unit site. Okay, the reason that this is so cool is because, as you can see here on the screen with the first one, you really have to think about those conversions. Think about the King Henry died drinking chocolate milk, kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centa, milli. You have to think about where that unit comes in comparison to the metric system. So which is more, 9 centimeters or 91 milliliters? Well, what I would do, guys, for milliliters is actually convert it. Okay, because if I think King Henry died drinking chocolate milk, centimeters, meters. So if I'm going to convert, I can actually convert 91 milliliters to centimeters and see which one is larger. So my decimal is here, okay, and if I write down my saying right here, King Henry died, here's my base, in this case it's meters, drinking chocolate milk. So here I have kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centa, milli. So I started at milli, and I'm going to centimeter, so I'm going to take this one to the left. So 91 milliliters is the same as 9 1/10 of a centimeter. So therefore, that tells me, rock stars, that 91 milliliters is more by a tiny hair. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and practice on this, okay? Here's what you have to do for me, because obviously I can't just see, you know, if you did this, since we're not really registered for this program. I want you to write down each problem that you do, and I'm not saying you have to write down every word, but what you could do is actually do the symbol in between. So 7 kilograms is greater than, less than, or equal to 7,000 grams. Each of these that you go through, you can also get 1/2 of a house point. So bring those in, written down on paper, and we'll see how many house points that you can get from that. Now, let me take you back here really quickly, because for science and social studies, we're really whittling down to the review and some new content. So the best place I'm going to tell you to go, and I tell you this every week, is to go to SOL Pass. Okay, so say that I want to study some science. I'm going to choose Science 4.5. Right now I know that we're on 5.3 Light. There are light games, there are movies, there are release questions, there are study guides. Anything you could possibly need is here. Okay, and remember that the password is listed, let me show it to you real quick, right back on our Class Fusion page under SOL Pass, under the class news. Our password is Tigers if it ever prompts you to need the password. Now I'm going to show you a couple other things that I uploaded, and this really goes under the SOL review section. Under the Rockstar documents, if you go to SOL review, a couple things I put up here for you guys. Number one would be the calendar. Okay, so you can, if you forget it at home for some reason, you can see what you need to study that night, when the quiz will be. Two other things that I put up here are the actual study guides. So right now we're in the middle of the 4th grade study guide. We just finished motion with potential kinetic energy. We talked about electricity and circuits. Tomorrow we're going to review magnetism and famous scientists in the world of electricity, and then we'll be moving on to the parts of a flower later this week. So if for some reason you leave that study guide at home or you want to view it electronically, those are now available under the Rockstar documents. Just another way to help you to become successful with that. Okay, so the number one thing, Rockstars, is just to study 10 minutes each night. That's science and social studies, since we're working on both of them right now. And you're going to be great, in great shape if you do so. So those are my suggestions for this week. Now I'm going to send you back over to Mr. Riker, but before I do so, I know you were waiting for that secret code for some house points. For watching this video, if you come in and say, I am ready for middle school orientation, you can get yourself 5 house points, Rockstars. Proud of you guys. See you on the other end. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I am so excited for the upcoming week. We have so much to do, and it all culminates on Saturday with a really great service opportunity with the Yard Crashers in the Vista Woods community. I hope to see as many rock stars there as possible. It is such an honor to work with your child each and every day. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate to contact me. You are the best families in Stafford County. I hope you have a wonderful